On the banks of the tranquil Li River, where the emerald mountains met the sky and the waters mirrored their majesty, there was a village known as Yanha. Life in Yanha was as steady as the current, and among its residents was a fisherman named Zhong Qianyu. Qianyu was a man of simple means, but profound contentment. Each morning, before the first rays of sunlight brushed the peaks, he would row his modest wooden boat into the river, his nets coiled neatly at his feet. The river, like an old friend, yielded enough fish for his needs, but never more than what he sought. By mid-morning, Qianyu would return to shore, his boat laden with fresh catches. While the other fishermen often labored until nightfall, chasing larger hauls, Qianyu would spend his afternoons mending nets, tending to his small garden, and reciting poetry. His wife, Mai, and their daughter, Xiaolan, would join him in the evenings to listen to his favorite verses. Xiaolan especially loved the lines about the moonlight on water and the wind whispering through bamboo, finding in them the same serenity her father embodied. One market day, as Qianyu sold his fish in the bustling square, a finely dressed merchant named Lu Guang arrived. His arrival was heralded by the creak of his gilded carriage and the shuffle of his many attendants. Lu Guang's reputation had preceded him. He was known for his vast trading empire and tireless ambition. Lu Guang observed Qianyu's modest stall and approached with a curious smile. "Zhong Qianyu, isn't it?" he said, his voice smooth but commanding. Qianyu looked up and nodded. "That's right, Master Lu. How can I help you?" Lu Guang gestured at the fishermen's baskets. "Your fish are fresh, and your skill is evident. Yet I wonder why a man like you stops fishing so early. With more effort, you could catch thrice as much and expand your trade." Qianyu chuckled softly. "And why would I do that, Master Lu?" "To build a business," Lu Guang replied, his eyes lighting up. "You could hire other fishermen, buy more boats, and establish a fleet. Eventually, you wouldn't have to fish at all. You could enjoy leisure and live like a king." Qianyu tilted his head, an amused glint in his eyes. "And what would I do with all this leisure?" Lu Guang, slightly taken aback, replied, "You could spend time with your family, relax by the river, and pursue your passions." At this, Qianyu smiled broadly. "But, Master Lu, I already do all those things. Why complicate my life for what I already have?" Lu Guang was unprepared for this response. Used to negotiating deals and outwitting rivals, he found Qianyu's simplicity both puzzling and intriguing. "Surely you aspire to something greater," Lu Guang pressed. "Don't you want more for your family?" "My family has all they need," Qianyu said gently. "We eat well, we laugh often, and we sleep peacefully. What more could we ask for?" The merchant was silent, his brow furrowed. Despite his wealth, he realized, he often felt restless. His nights were spent planning ventures, and his days were consumed by transactions. When was the last time he had felt truly at peace? That evening, Lu Guang accepted Qianyu's invitation to share dinner with his family. The fisherman's home was modest but warm, the aroma of fresh fish and steamed rice filling the air. Mai welcomed the merchant with a kind smile, while Xiaolan shyly recited a poem she had learned. As the evening wore on, Lu Guang found himself unexpectedly at ease. They spoke of the river's moods, the changing seasons, and the beauty of the moonlit waters. Qianyu's home lacked grandeur, but it overflowed with contentment. The next morning, Lu Guang returned to his carriage, his mind a storm of thoughts. Over the following days, he continued his travels, but found his usual pursuits less fulfilling. The words of the fisherman echoed in his mind. Why complicate life for what you already have? Eventually, Lu Guang decided to return to Yanha. He sought out Qianyu, who was once again mending his nets by the river. "You've given me much to think about, my friend," Lu Guang admitted. Qianyu looked up with a welcoming smile. "And what have you discovered, Master Lu?" "I've realized that in my quest for wealth, I've lost sight of what truly matters," the merchant said. "I've built an empire, but I've neglected the simpler joys, time with loved ones, the beauty of nature, the peace of a quiet evening. Qian Yu nodded. Wealth is not measured by gold or possessions, Master Lu. It's found in the heart, in the moments we cherish. Lu Guang stayed in the village for several weeks, learning from Qian Yu and immersing himself in the rhythm of life by the river. He began to understand the balance the fisherman had mastered, a life where needs were met, but greed was left behind. Qian Yu returned to his boat, content as ever. His life remained unchanged, yet it had quietly transformed another's. The story teaches that true success is not about endless accumulation of wealth, but about finding harmony in life. Contentment arises not from what we acquire, but from appreciating what we already have and living fully in the moment.